Hi, GFOA. I'm here with Vidhu, and Vidhu is with Microsoft. He's one of the leading experts on GovTech and artificial intelligence and all things local government. Vidhu, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you, Abhijit. Yeah, it's an exciting time for us right now.
Yeah.
You guys were following Bill Gates' blogs. We are officially in the era of AI, and AI will percolate every single aspect of our lives, of our businesses, and every aspect of government service delivery. So super excited to be here and have a conversation with you.
Same here. We've been using the AI somewhat with ChatGPT and stuff. Like I tell my crew that if you found out about AI in the news, it's too late. So tell us what's going on and how things are going to change in the next 12 months for our clients, which tend to be local governments, counties, quasi-government agencies, transits. What's the most exciting thing you see coming?
Well, the most exciting thing I would say is the rate of adoption can be in a matter of 12 hours rather than 12 months.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's the key part here is mostly we view governments as being laggards when it comes to technology and building on massive technology debt. With the advent of generative AI, governments can actually be on the forefront of adoption. And for a change, we're actually leading the conversation on how generative AI, whether thematically from a document summary standpoint, or perhaps even from like a GitHub Copilot standpoint, is making key differences in the areas of IT, in the areas of accessibility, and also just making sure that service delivery to everyone. I mean, you and I consume government services as like most of the other folks. How service delivery becomes top-notch in government. Right? And it's really difficult to imagine, but I think we are at the cusp of something that will be very revolutionary when it comes to service delivery.
Absolutely. We've been waiting for it, right? We talk about it a lot. Providing value to the customer, which is the citizen of your city or county.
Absolutely.
And today they have to line up to courthouses and city halls to get a form to send it in so they can get permits. I think in the next 12 months, and to your point, it's going to be quick. It's not going to be 12 years. Quickly, you can have AI built into your websites that know what you're there for.
Exactly.
And they're giving you the information up front without having to seek it.
I'd be remiss if I did not highlight two of the very important things when it comes to AI. One, we at Microsoft approach everything in AI from a very responsible lens. Our responsible AI framework and principles take into account key factors like inclusiveness, like making sure that AI is being used for good and we can mitigate what bad actors might leverage it for. Second, our Azure OpenAI service brings with it the best of what Azure has to offer when it comes to security and privacy. And I think that's going to be the key differentiator for our government customers because security and privacy is top of mind for everyone in government.
Right. So let's get down to the lowest levels, right? Our clients, Avero's clients are mid to, slightly bigger than mid-size, 5 to 1,000 employees, 50,000 residents to 100,000. And when we go talk to them about IT strategy or modernization, no one's talking about AI to the level that you are right now. What's the most practical way for those clients to get involved or jump the curve, right? You're talking about going from on-premise to cloud. They're still stuck on that debate. So is there an opportunity for them to leapfrog certain things that have happened in the last 10 years?
Absolutely. Absolutely. When we think about overcoming that technology debt, right, the key factor is how do you shore up your data estate? Because everything you do in government, right, and you've done this for your clients, right, as we put together an IT roadmap for them, how do we help them understand what are the different areas the data is being generated? What are the different applications, the line of business application, right, versus the ERP application, versus perhaps like an eligibility system, right? How do you bring all of that data together and help them make decisions rather than just put the data in a data warehouse where nobody can access it and actually use it for the better of the constituents?
And a great point, because it comes down to then asking the right question, right?
Exactly.
This is why, because everyone has the data lakes exist. But if you're not asking the right questions, meaning today, not writing the right reports, you're not getting the data out. So is it true that with generative AI, once you feed the engine, it's gonna just tell you what it thinks you should know?
That is the beauty of a large language model. because now you don't need an army of SQL programmers to be able to code something in SQL to get the data, extract it, and present it.
Yeah.
Our business applications built with Copilot will be able to let you say in natural language what you would want or text it in, and be able to even generate Power BI dashboards based on the data available.
Yeah.
And the best part about Azure OpenAI is you can restrict it to what the actual data within that department or within that city or county is. And that way it reduces the impact of what you would traditionally see from like an AI hallucination perspective.
Yeah.
And that's really important for our customers.
Is a 365 suite going to include Copilot by default, or are they going to have to buy it separately?
Well, in the last couple of months, several months, we've had a series of announcements.
Yeah.
Copilot is going to be in every single offering that Microsoft has. So yes, we will at some point see O365 have Copilot in general applications like Excel, like PowerPoint. I mean, think about the potential of typing in what type of slides you want and being able to generate content, being able to connect different documents. Think about it. If you were on vacation, you come back from vacation, and your first question to teams can be, I was on vacation. Can you tell me which are the most important emails I want to look at?
Yeah.
And it can bubble it up. It can even give you summaries from different documents in different formats.
That's amazing.
And that's really the potential. We are really looking at generative AI as a co-pilot to help supercharge the productivity of every individual at every level in an organization.
Yeah.
And I believe strongly that governments need this. They needed this yesterday, they will need it today. And when we go into the future leveraging this technology, they're going to be so much more productive. Especially putting in the context of GFOA.
Yeah.
The government finance officers have been tasked with a dual responsibility of having very specific transactional focus that keeps them really busy. And for them to be able to focus on strategic financial planning becomes really difficult.
Right.
And I think something like generative AI can really help them balance the amount of work they do on the transaction side versus the strategic long-term financial planning.
That's the Shangri-La, right?
Exactly.
Selfish question. Does generative AI mean that consultants like us are going to be out of work?
You know, I think a lot of people are wondering how jobs in general will be impacted. And it's suffice to say that there will be impacts.
Yeah.
But if you think about with any new technology, yes, there is impacts on some job elimination, but then there is a lot of job creation. So that continuum of how many jobs are created versus how many jobs are eliminated is yet to be seen.
Yeah.
But it is, in fact, a very exciting time in the AI era.
Yeah.
And I'll be more than happy to go into more details at another time.
I'd love to do that, man. I think I'm in your camp as far as thinking that our job's going to become a little more difficult because we will now be tasked with coming up with the right questions and being 10 steps ahead of that client who's bogged down with transactional work. And our job will be to help them understand how AI can make their lives better. So we're all scaling up and
absolutely.
Work.
Abhijit, thank you so much.